The party was buzzing with laughter, clinking glasses, and the thrum of music echoing through the hall. I had arrived with my wife, Vanessa, expecting a casual evening among friends and colleagues. At first, everything seemed fine until I noticed the way she drifted from group to group, her smile brighter, her laughter louder, and her movements more enticing than necessary. She danced close to men, leaning in, brushing against them, her eyes sparkling with mischief. The sting of betrayal gripped me, but I remained calm, letting her arrogance and reckless confidence reveal itself to everyone around her. Vanessa's flirtations escalated as the night wore on. She twirled and laughed with a colleague I knew had long admired her, her hand grazing his shoulder in a way that was too intimate to be innocent. I felt the urge to confront her, to pull her aside and demand respect, but I didn't. Instead, I measured my response, letting my composure grow sharper with every glance she threw at the other men. The night was unfolding exactly as I needed, her behavior setting the stage for the lesson she didn't yet realize she was about to learn. I excused myself quietly and stepped outside, letting the cool night air clear my thoughts. I wasn't leaving in anger. I was strategizing. Moments later, I returned, my arm linked with another woman, poised and confident. The contrast was deliberate, calculated to hit harder than any argument could. The energy in the room shifted instantly. People noticed. Whispers spread. Vanessa's carefree smile faltered as her eyes landed on us, the realization washing over her like cold water. Her laughter froze mid-pose. For the first time that night, vulnerability crossed her face. The woman by my side smiled politely, aware of the unspoken power play. While I walked confidently through the crowd, the shift in attention unmistakable, Vanessa's panic began to show, subtle at first, then undeniable, as her arrogance collided with reality. The same colleagues who had watched her flaunt themselves now looked at her differently, and the power balance had flipped completely. She attempted to regain control, flashing smiles, waving to friends, and trying to dance again. But each movement was hollow, transparent. Her energy no longer commanded the room. Instead, she was exposed, and the realization of her own recklessness began to dawn. Every flirtatious glance she had thrown earlier now seemed desperate, miscalculated, and embarrassing in comparison to my composed, deliberate presence. I didn't speak. I didn't confront. My calm alone spoke volumes. Vanessa's panic grew with each passing moment. The eyes that had once followed her every move now followed me and my companion. Admiration clear, judgment unspoken, but evident. She had danced freely, unchecked, believing she could flaunt her power without consequence. But the moment she saw me in control, the world tilted, and she knew it. The room had noticed the shift. Conversations quieted as whispers passed between partygoers. All eyes now recognizing the subtle silent victory. Vanessa tried to salvage the situation. Her movements more exaggerated, her laughter forced. But it was too late. The game had changed, and the control she had wielded so freely was now undeniably in my hands. When the music slowed and the night neared its end, Vanessa's gaze followed me. As I prepared to leave, I glanced back once, offering a calm, measured smile, not of anger, but of authority. She understood without words that her actions had consequences, and that respect, once ignored, could be restored in